My name is Todd and I'm the founder of Ashaya Yoga. And welcome to Asana Spotlight, where we take a few minutes to go over a posture. I'll give you some details and some interesting ways to practice the pose to perhaps make it a little bit easier. And before we dive in, I'd like to invite you to join me for the February Pillars of Peace. And our focus is called the Engaged Heart, Month of the Heart in February. And when you're connected to your heart, you're connected and you touch the deepest freedom and peace inside. Each of the sessions that I'll be teaching will be focused on the heart chakra, which is the fourth chakra. And it's the air element. And the fourth chakra is all about love, compassion, balance, and also how we connect to our community. So I look forward to that. And also on February 5th from 2 to 3:30 will be yoga and anti-racism, social justice, taught by Joanne Engelbert. This is a revolutionary class to help yoga teachers and healthcare workers and body workers, healers of all different modalities, to have greater awareness about training in diversity around our language, also our beliefs. And it's going to be really a fabulous workshop and much needed today. The pose that we're going to focus on today is called Parsvakonasana. The official name is Utthita Parsvakonasana. Utthita means extended, and then Parsva is side or lateral or twisting, and Kona is angle, like trikona or triangle. Asana. So extended lateral angle pose is how it's referred to mostly. This is a difficult posture as far as standing poses go, and it's really excellent for developing a sense of stability, also balance, which tends to get a little more precarious as we age. It's a great hip opener. And the reason why it's so good is because it stretches the hips, the external hip rotators, while protecting the knee. So there's very little strain on the knee to get the hips open. And for me, it's one of my go-to poses to warm up the body. Uses all the large muscle groups. You're going to get a stretch in your legs, your hips, your spine, and even in your shoulders. So it's really an excellent pose. But it is quite challenging. People with stiff hips or really tight legs may find it difficult. So I'm going to show you a way to do this using a chair. Let's get started. So you will need a chair to start, but let's do a couple of warm-up exercises first, just to get our bodies a little bit warmed up before we dive in. So just come to a standing position on your mat. Stand with your feet parallel, hip distance apart, palms in front of your heart. Breathe, open to the bigger energy. Then lift your toes and try to hug all your muscles in towards the bones. Move your thigh bones back so you stick your butt back to generate a curve in your low back. Keep the curve. Pull your tailbone down to lengthen the curve. Lengthen your side ribs, shoulders back. And then from the pelvic core, the very center of gravity of this position, root down through your feet and send roots deep into the earth. And then from your pelvic core, lift up through your spine. Inhale and stretch your arms up. Maintain the stretch from your pelvis, push down into the earth, and from your pelvis, rise up to the sky. What's interesting is that the heart is located between earth and sky. There's 3 chakras above, 3 chakras below. And the heart has the daunting task of balancing our spirituality and our worldliness, to balance intuition and instinct. So hold it here and breathe. Spread your fingers also, so that you can't really see my fingers, but I'm really going right up through the fingernails. Down into the earth and up into the sky. And then exhale, sweep your arms out to the side. Lead with your heart, fold forward. You can let out a moan here. feel your hamstrings. And let's say you've got some tension in your hips. So if you had a couple of blocks right here, put your hands on the blocks. I like using the eagle talon position, and this will take some of the pressure off the hamstrings. Also, if you bend your knees a bit, it's better. Takes pressure off the spine. Take your thigh bones back, stick your butt back, tailbone in. Bow. And then inhale halfway up. Lengthen and extend through your shoulders. Get your heart to extend forward. And then exhale, fold. Do this a few times. Use your breath. Each time you bow, look into your heart. The heart holds a wisdom that helps us in everyday life. When you exhale, just tap into your heart. What is your heart's deepest, most desire? What is your purpose? And put your purpose in the forefront of your consciousness. And when you lift up halfway, just extend light forward. Then exhale, bow. Step back now into downward facing dog pose. And alternately bend a knee, press the heel, opposite heel to the floor. Just back and forth, deepen your breath. Enjoy the stretch. Bend both knees now. Squat way down. Going to do the hovering dog. So bring your knees hovering just off the floor, a couple inches off. And then turn your thighs in. Stick your butt way up. Try to get a low back curve. Pull from your hands up into your heart and lift your armpits up. Heart is soft. Hold. This is going to really warm up your legs like crazy. And then stretch your legs straighter. From your heart, push your hands, and from your heart, root through your feet. And stretch. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, big lunge forward. Come up, hands to hips. Stretch your arms up. Now from your pelvis, just push back through your left leg and through the right shin. Breathe. From your pelvis, rise up. Left hand to the left thigh. And then stretch the left arm up. Now right hand to the left thigh. You have to twist all the way around. See if you can find your thigh. Push your thigh up into your hand. And breathe. We'll hold for 5 more minutes. Just kidding. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, sweep your arms out to the side. Come down. Step back, plank. All the way down through Chaturanga Dandasana to the floor. Point your toes. Inhale, Cobra. Come up. Take your shoulders back. And then exhale, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, lunge. Squeeze your legs to the middle. Come up, hands to hips. Pause for a moment. Remember your breath. The heart needs to soften its defense mechanism to open to the grace that's always being dispersed. So soften the heart. And then hug your legs to the middle. Lift your right thigh up a bit. Left hip down. Inhale, stretch your arms. From your pelvis now, right heel back, and from your pelvis, push your left shin forward. And try to isolate those 2 points. Right heel back, left shin forward. Pull your tailbone in. And as your shin goes forward and your heel goes back, stretch up higher. Exhale, right hand to the right thigh. Push your thigh up into your hand. Arch back even more. And then switch your arms if you can. And this is a little rotation. And breathe. Okay. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, sweep your arms down. Plank. Thigh bones back, tailbone in. Okay to put your knees down if you need to. Otherwise, come part way down. Keep your shoulders a tiny bit higher than the elbows. Thighs back, tailbone in. Claw your hands. And exhale. all the way down. Inhale, cobra, shoulders back. And then look over your right shoulder, crawl your right knee forward in salamander pose. Flex your left foot and push your left foot back and left ribs forward. Get your side ribs to stretch. Exhale down. And inhale, come up. It's like cobra, but you look over the left shoulder and then crawl your left knee. Come on to the side of your right hip. Flex your right foot and push your right foot back. Right ribs forward. And breathe. Kurmayasana is the name of this one. Salamander. Kurmya is all things that slither. Exhale, release. And come back into child's pose. Big toes touch. Sit back on your heels. Knees are wider. Relax. Okay. Inhale, come up. Parsvakonasana. So let me just show you what the pose looks like. It's one of the most common standing poses, but it's here, variation is here. This is generally the pose. Of course, we're going to go into different variations here. We can go into this way. And then what I want to show you to start is how to do it in a chair, which is fabulous. So you're going to have to adjust the chair to your height, and you'll see what I mean. And I found that pretty much 2 blocks works for me, but if you don't have 2 blocks, you can use a stack of books or even a couple of firm blankets. You have to be a little bit careful coming into it. So straddle the chair and the blocks until you can find your seat. And turn your right foot. So, let's see. Just get used to sitting on the chair. Square your left foot, so make it parallel to the back edge of your mat. And begin to hug your leg in toward the middle. Turn your right foot all the way open. We can still get the alignment of the front heel to bisect the center of the back foot. So just check out your feet. Left foot is parallel to the short edge, and the right foot is open to 90 degrees. You have to see how much you can bend your knee. So for me, I'm not really getting a stretch. See how my front leg is at about a 60-degree angle? We want to make that closer to 90. So watch. If I remove a block, there it goes. So I'm going to go with this. And just leave 2 blocks if that feels more supportive and steady for you. All right, so now squeeze your legs into the middle, hands to hips. Bring your right forearm down onto your right thigh. So this is the pose, but it's fabulous because the chair and the block is taking most of the weight. Then you move your thigh bones back. So lean your torso toward the inside of the right thigh and move your hips back. Actually internally rotate your thigh bones. And then draw your tailbone in. Your right outer sitting bone should pull toward the right inner heel. So try to connect those 2 points. Ultimately, we want the right knee directly over the ankle. So I'm not quite there. So once you're sitting down on the block, you pretty much have to adjust your feet because I'm not able to go further. I guess I could sit right on the chair. All right, so you see you've got the right angle here in the thigh. Forearm is on the leg. And then here's the twist, the parsva. So you turn your heart up toward the sky. But as you turn the heart area, move the lower belly from left to right. So you move, you turn the lower belly in the opposite direction. So turn your heart up toward the sky. Okay, left shoulder back, heart turns up, but the belly turns in this way. So try that. And then from your pelvis, push your feet down. And from your pelvis, stretch your left arm over your ear. Now we can get a little bit of a shoulder workout here. So bring your left arm straight out in front, lengthen your side ribs, and then pull the head of your arm bone back so you make a hollow space where your armpit is. And then that's going to engage all the rotator cuff muscles, and the shoulder blade is firm. And then stretch your arm overhead. And you can either do palm down, or it's even more therapeutic to turn your thumb up. As you do that, your arm externally rotates, the shoulder goes deeper into the socket. It's actually more therapeutic. And then stretch from your pelvis, push your feet down. From your pelvis, stretch through your fingers. And then look up past the inner bicep muscle if you can. Alternately tip the head back and look out past your palm. Breathe. So we're going to hold this one for 20 minutes just because we've got the block in the chair. Just kidding. Okay, root down through your feet and inhale. Come up. It's a fabulous chair stretch. Okay, switch sides. So turn your right foot so that it's parallel to the back edge, and adjust your left foot heel in line with the center of the right arch. And then bend your knees so your knees directly over the ankle, and I'm gonna have to pull my foot in. So usually when I teach this, I will show this when we're standing, is that your ankles typically will go directly underneath the wrists, unless you have super long arms. So underneath the wrists, and you can see I'm almost there, but for me to actually sit on the block, I have to go a little bit shorter. Bring your left forearm on your thigh, right hand on your hip, and breathe. And then tone your muscles, just pull from your feet, scissor your legs. Yeah, like you're gonna squeeze the chair with your thighs. Thighs back, tailbone in. Here goes the two different kinds of rotation. So the heart goes up toward the right, but the belly flows toward the left. Heart is up, belly turns in. Right arm over the ear. Let's get the armpit to hollow. So bring your right arm straight out to the side and then pull your armpit back and then rotate. And try to get your thumb to go up. It's a little more challenging, but it feels really good. It's going to help to free up any kind of shoulder strain or tension. Good. From your pelvis, push energy down through your feet into the earth, and then from your pelvis, reach for the sky. Yeah, just breathe into your heart. Let your heart be uplifted by the pose and the fabulous support of the chair and the block. And then turn your head. You can either look straight up past the inner bicep muscle or look out over the fingers. Enjoy the stretch. Yep, pull your ribs in. There it is. Root down through your feet and inhale. Come up, hands to hips. Turn your feet to parallel. Bend your knees. Push your feet down. Come off the chair. That was awesome. Okay, move the chair out of the way. But you might want to have a block ready. So, that was the preparation. Now, that's a great posture for stretch, a little bit of strength. But now, without the chair, you have to hold your own strength. And that's kind of the whole point of the pose. So, take a wide stance, feet parallel. And here's where you can stretch your arms out. Now, really get your ankles as wide apart as your wrists. Let's just try it and see. And if this feels like too unstable for you because it's just too wide, you can bring them in a little bit. Hands to hips. Square your left foot, turn your right foot open. Find your breath, squeeze your legs toward the middle to protect the joints. And then as you squeeze the legs toward the middle, bend your right knee, right forearm on your thigh. So already you can feel bigger hip stretch going on. Adjust your feet so your front thigh comes parallel or as close as you can get it to parallel to the floor. Good. Now move your thigh bones back. Lean your torso to the left. Thighs go back, and especially the top of the left thigh. And this is a little technical detail, but we want the top of the thigh, that's called the greater trochanter. It's a bone that sticks out. It's a little bump right near the top of the thigh. Greater trochanter in line with the ankle. Keeping that, draw your tailbone in, but don't move your greater trochanter. So your tailbone goes in, right sitting bone toward the right inner heel, and then the left inner sitting bone toward the left outer heel. So it's a little bit of a ribbon of energy that turns, opposite of the front leg. Exhale, take your left arm over your ear, armpit back, and then turn your heart more to the sky, the belly toward the left. Yep. Now, to go a little bit deeper, for those that have a little more flexibility, you want to try it. Bring eagle talons down to the inside of the right knee, and then squeeze your knee into your shoulder, shoulder into your knee, and use that pressure to rotate your heart up a little bit more. And the last variations, you can bring your hand to the outside. They have just a slightly different quality of stretch. And then root down through your feet and inhale. Come up, hands to hips. Walk your feet together and rest. And feel all the work on the right side and the right hip. It's really an excellent hip opener, and it's weight bearing. So anytime you do weight bearing, guess what you strengthen? The bones. You can increase bone density through doing this. So, use the chair for as long as you need to, but then try holding your own weight. Finish up on second side. Take a wide stance, ankles as wide as your wrists. Square your right foot. Turn your left foot open, 90 degrees. Make sure the left heel bisects the arch of the right foot. Hug your legs, and then bend. And the left knee is directly above the ankle. You want to keep the center of the knee from falling in towards the big toe. So center of your knee should be in line with toe 2 and 3. So find that. And then move your thighs back. Lean a little bit forward. Move your thighs back. Remember, greater trochanter of the back leg in line with the ankle. Keeping that, pull your tailbone in, but don't let your thigh bone come forward. While you hold that for a second, let's see if I can demonstrate what happens when I have to give you this view. So you can see my back leg. So here it is with the thigh back, and you can see the greater trochanter in line with the ankle, tailbone in. But a lot of times, as soon as you scoop the tailbone, the thigh goes forward. So do you see sort of the roundedness of the angle of my leg? All right? And that puts strain on the back. So here it is. Thighs back, tailbone in, and then go. Thighs back, tailbone in, right arm over the ear, armpit back. Turn your thumb up, and then lift your heart more and more towards the sky, towards the freedom, to tap into the wisdom inside your heart. And the belly flows in the opposite direction toward the back leg. So belly toward the right, heart lifts up. Very good. So the left outer sitting bone moves toward the left inner heel, and the right inner sitting bone moves toward the right outer heel. So there's a little bit of an opposite ribbon on both legs. Okay, if you still have some energy, you can bring the left hand to the inside, squeeze your knee on your shoulder and your shoulder against your knee, or you can go to the outside, Good. And this is where you would use a block. Sorry, I didn't show this on the first side. Okay. So if you're going to go in steps, chair would be first, forearm on the thigh is second, block to the inside third, block to the outside would be the fourth, and then no block. From your pelvis, root your feet and inhale, come up, hands to hips, turn your feet parallel. Walk your feet back together, fold, Uttanasana to get an even and balanced stretch, backs of the legs, lift your toes. Try to pull your heels backwards isometrically and receive all the benefits of the stretch. And breathe into your heart. Good. Then root down through your feet, sweep your arms to the sides and come up. Touch the sky. Exhale, release. Palms down in front of your heart. Pause, stand for a moment with your eyes closed and breathe in and out through your heart. May we come to a place where we have harmony between the heart and the head and the body, that we may serve this light, be free of pain, and if we can, help others out of pain. Take a deep breath and we'll chant the universal sound of Om. From my heart to yours, Namaste. Thank you for spending this time with me in Asana Spotlight. Hope you have a fabulous day. All right, take care. See you soon. Go to ashayayoga.com. Share this with a friend, anyone you know who needs stabilization, needs more balance, needs more strength in the legs, and anyone who needs to open their hips. This is really a great short practice, so please share it with your friends. All right, take care. See you again real soon.